Welcome back, everyone. We're by the warp point on a Cuckoo Prairie if you want a reference. We can head over to this tree near the telephone booth and our seashell sensor is going off. Charge into it with the Pegasus Boots. Some trees will hide these. So we've wrapped up another dungeon. We're getting plenty of secret seashells. It's now time to go and grab a few more items. You can now charge into the trees. Pick up the apples. If you encounter green ones, they will heal you a bit more. From now on, you will also get a nice little animation when Link eats one. Let's head into this cave, which we couldn't do anything about because we didn't have the Pegasus Boots. Try not to charge into the spark. Another one hangs around here. If we maneuver down towards that chest, we can get 50 rupees. We are getting very close to the bow. But of course, what we want to do is go into this room and grab a heart piece. That makes 12. Not too shabby. We have 9 hearts already. Pop that. And there we go. Now we can't actually make a shortcut out of here. We do have to go back the long way, which is a bit bothersome. And don't run into walls either. So with that done, we can actually head back into Mabe Village and do a couple of things. I will need to go to the trendy game and do a couple of things there, because it's around this time that a second heart piece will show up. And of course we want to get that. We have plenty of money, so let's head down there. Every rupee counts, honestly. The bow is stupidly expensive. But you can carry more than 999 rupees. So into the trendy game we go. Now, if you haven't got it, you might need to grab the Goomba figure. You will notice that rock in the background. That is a chamber stone. If you're doing Dampe's challenges, you should pick that up. I'll get the 50 rupees so I can recoup my costs, and then we'll go for the Goomba figure. Because once you get the Goomba figure, the heart piece will become available. Oh no! That doesn't often happen, I'll admit. Okay, well let's gun for the Goomba figure by moving it over here. As it moves up, move it out here and it will descend. Oh no! I messed that one up. That's a little embarrassing. Timing was just a bit off. So tell you what, let's grab this just so I can try and recoup those costs, and we'll try and get the Goomba figure again. There we are. As I've said, once it begins rotating like that, you know you've got it. So wait for it. And when it gets back... Oh, we just got the edges. This is going to be difficult to get. Should be good. I think we've got it this time. There we go. Righto, sorry about that. I think we still came out even. And we have the Goomba figure, which we can put in Marin and Taran's house. Let's head out and go and get the heart piece. Oh wait, they don't have the heart piece. Do I need to get the chamber stone? I'll cut this out until we actually do get the heart piece. So of course, as you can see there, I managed to knock it right in between those two moving platforms because I'm not as good as I think I am. So let's go after that purple rupee to recoup our costs. And then we should be right because there's another area we can go to which will allow us to get the bow. And it will also give us a plot important item. So we have everything we need at last. Apologies for that taking so long. We've made our costs back. And we have another heart piece. That makes 13. You might remember in the very first episode I told you about the Dream Shrine up near Mamasha and Papal's house. We can finally access it. While you can get here with the power bracelet alone, it is much easier to do this with the Pegasus Boots. And in fact, that is the time you're intended to do it, owing to the fact you need the Pegasus Boots to get the main item. Arm Mimics. A dash attack will defeat them instantly. Otherwise, you'll have a very hard time trying to spin attack them over cracked floors. And there are lots of them, and we bounce into a Guardian Acorn. There is a chest here with 100 rupees in it, but you won't be able to access the Ocarina over there if you don't have the Pegasus Boots. Head up here and let's pick it up. Way back in episode 1, a Kookman mentioned this and the songs we can play. So with our nap completed, we have a little bit more to do around the village and its surrounds. Let's go talk to Marin. Hey, that's a nice ocarina you have. Will you accompany me as I sing? So how do you like it? It's really touching, isn't it? Does it stick in your mind? We have learned the Ballad of the Windfish. If you encounter a Pole's voice, the rabbit-like enemies we met in the Bottle Grotto, you can use this song to defeat them instantly because they don't like loud noise. You are supposed to defeat them by blowing into the microphone on the controller in the original Legend of Zelda, but that only worked for the Famicom. In the international releases, as it happened, they were vulnerable to arrows. You couldn't actually use the recorder to defeat them, which seemed like the logical approach. If we're looking for pickups though, let's head down to the Toronto shores. In this formation of trees, the seashell sensor will go off. Dash into this one. With that in mind, we can head back towards Tail Cave. Do you remember the lone tree right there? The owl landed on it when he gave us the exposition after completing the dungeon. Dash on into it for another secret seashell. Our collection of those is coming along very nicely. We have 23, not too bad. The next reward level is at 30. Let's head back on into Mabe Village and grab the bow. Now it is worth noting that the bow is optional for a while, but you will need it later on. Nonetheless, if you have the money, you might as well grab it. Because you don't need to buy anything else in the original version. If you're going to steal something, this is the item to steal. Should you want to get 100% completion in the DX version and have the photograph of Link as a thief. So, our intended destination right now is Pothole Field. Let's head back to Richard's Villa. We don't have as much need for money for a while, because we won't be needing to play the trendy game, and we don't have to go to the fishing game just yet. Nonetheless, always nice to have the rupees. Alright, so we still can't get over there. I decided I'd spare you the boredom of backtracking. Let's equip our brand new bow. If you have the bombs and the bow equipped and press the buttons at the same time, a bomb arrow will be unleashed. This was a bit of a glitch in the original game. It was kept in subsequent releases, and it's been turned into a regular item in games like Twilight Princess and Breath of the Wild. Unfortunately, I always seem to have trouble jumping back. Got it that time. So, there are multiple options we have right now. We've been doing pretty well as far as collection goes, but there's something more you can do at any point in the game from now on. But I'd like to take you there just to show it. If we navigate back to Mabe Village, we should head to the library. I'll see you there. Here we are inside the Mabe Village library. If you need reference, it's just near the kids throwing the ball around. Dash at this shelf. In the DX version, there will be a book about the hidden power of colour. A new world of colour is under 5 gravestones, and it will give you the order in which you must push them and the directions. So, why don't we head there? Now, this was a bit of a novelty in the DX version, using the fact it was on the Game Boy Color to its advantage. You could play it on the Game Boy, but it wouldn't really work and you couldn't solve those problems. Things have actually been modified a little bit in that dungeon due to the fact that, well, some people are colorblind and may not be able to distinguish the colors, so it's not fair on them to go through all that. So, while the puzzles are in a way tied into color, they are also tied into certain shapes as well. We've passed the cemetery before, but we'll navigate through Koholint Prairie and also take the time to find a secret passage. You might remember this area. We picked up a secret seashell earlier. There is also a formation of boulders we can use to access a secret passage. Be careful attacking the enemies just in case you wind up going back up the stairs. It's a bit annoying. Deal with the keys if they get in your way. Drop a bomb. And I like how it's just sort of stopped in midair. Deal with it. Jump to it. Jump to it. I believe the game intended for the hookshot to be the item you used. Whoops, spoiler. Okay, I blanked out something I had to say there, simply because it was a bit of a spoiler and I'm trying to treat this as a non-spoiler walkthrough, for the most part. You need a later item in the game to get to that one, but you can use the dash jump pretty well. Also, while you're in the graveyard, watch out for Geenies. They will appear when you touch a gravestone from a certain direction, above or below it. They are quite difficult to defeat in terms of damage taken. They're not really that hard, but they are fairly hardy. Also, you'll notice that we have unlocked that new dungeon. We'll wrap things up here, assuming we can keep the Geenies away from us. Thank you very much for joining me, and I'll see you next time on our adventure through Koholint Island as we explore this new dungeon.